KNAC.com, the loudest.com on the planet. We are here with Trevor Strnad. Did I say that correctly?
You did. Well done, my friend.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great to talk to you in this unique time. We'll get more into detail about that later. Right now, we're talking about the Black Dahlia murder and your guys' ninth release to date, man. Verminous?
Verminous, baby. That's the one.
Yes. Are you excited for the release?
Definitely, man. It's definitely helping me stay positive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Having this excitement kind of building for us, and the pre-orders have gone out, started to go out. So some people are getting a glimpse of the whole record, and they seem to be liking it. So yeah, I'm just trying to focus on that and not on the end of the world so much.
Right, right, yeah, yeah. You definitely gotta look to things that are gonna keep you uplifted and keep you positive. You guys have been around for about like 20 years now. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, dude, it's not something I ever foresaw at all. But we wanted to, be a global band, and we wanted to be a long-lasting band. So, we were thinking about that from the beginning. But, I never predicted any of this amount of success for the band. It's been amazing to say the very least.
Yeah, you guys have really like crossed a lot of boundaries, not just like in the States, but like around the world. You guys seem to be like a band that everybody just really easily gravitates towards.
Oh, yeah, that's been cool. I think that we're kind of a sore thumb. I think when we came out, we just looked different than everybody else, and kind of just started seeing us, reaching all different kinds of fans. And, there's been a genre fight following us wherever we go, like ever since, basically. But, it's no concern of mine. As long as people like the band, I don't care what kind of genre they're putting us in.
Yeah, you guys tend to straddle a lot of like genres, from like the Swedish death metal vibe, the melodic stuff, the little black metal, and you guys are all over the spectrum. So it's I think this formula that you guys have is pretty successful, it seems.
Yeah, man, it seems to be working. It's just a cocktail of everything that we like, pretty much.
Team just in time for 420 actually too. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's gonna
Hopefully
be
we can
some
be
good
the soundtrack for that.
yeah, soundtrack to get smoky. I know you guys are all about the weed, man. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, for sure, for sure. This lineup in particular, every one of us is a smoker.
Oh, that's great, great, great. So let's go into a little bit about Reminisce. Like, tell us about the song title and what's the direction that you're going with this album.
Verminous, I wouldn't quite call it a concept record, but there are some themes that are revisited throughout a few of the songs. The title track is kind of like, summing all that up. It's basically saying that the metal scene, we are the rats and the roaches and the undesirable creatures that the perfect white picket fence world doesn't want to acknowledge. But we're also carrying this plague, the plague of death metal, spreading the plague, which is very timely with what's happening right now. But we had no idea when we were writing the record a year and a half ago that all this was going to pop off like it has. But yeah, we're spreading the plague of death metal, kind of like the hidden knowledge, the hidden secret world of death metal, as far as I see it. And rats and roaches are those creatures that are supposed to survive after the apocalypse. So you know,
That is zombies, I guess.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, it kind of feels like zombie takeover isn't that far off, really, at this point.
Yeah, and then you're like stuck at home. Besides writing music, you're like watching all these movies, and you can't help but just like, oh, I wonder if it would actually come to that.
Yeah, who knows, man? This is pretty unprecedented for our lifetime, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, like I mean, I would think like in your experience, like I don't know how old you are, but like I mean, in our lifetime, we've never really experienced something like this. This is
Uh,
pretty unique.
I'm 38, fart and dust.
Oh, damn. I'm 41, so just a couple miles ahead of you.
Right on, man. Hey, you're still
Yeah,
alive, so right on.
yeah, yeah. Alive and kicking, man. And like, I'll be honest, man. Like, music like yours, metal, death metal, like you said, man. It's not just a state of mind. It's a lifestyle. It keeps us alive. It keeps us going. Every day it
Uh,
keeps pushing us, right?
it keeps me young for sure. I feel like I'm kind of like, and the band does too. Living that kind of free lifestyle of like living off the band and living off our own creations. That are like uncensored and just come right from the heart. And So, it's kind of like, just like helped me stay a teenager, even though I'm approaching 40, I feel like I'm still 15 upstairs.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, yeah. The music definitely keeps you youthful, man. And like, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the energy that you guys get from the crowd, it probably just fuels you, right? Like,
I mean, that's really the kind of drug that keeps you going on this entire
hmm
thing. It's like a kind of rush that you can't reproduce with anything else. And, like I said, there's so much pride in like having made this all with our hands from the ground up, and to
hmm
see it received by people and loved, and like kind of get that energy returned. It's like a drug, man. It's like just like the best part of life that I can find.
Totally, totally. I've seen you guys quite a few times live, and the energy in that room is just amazing. Everybody's just nonstop headbanging, the pits going like crazy. It's amazing, man. Really.
Yeah,
Like,
we try to put out the vibe, and I think that people see the joy that we have up there. We're not up there like
mhm.
making evil faces. Like I couldn't really like I couldn't get away with that. I don't think I could even do it. It's just I'm so happy to be there, and I feel so blessed to like have that really pure, really raw connection with people and the underground, and it's just like I can't help but smile up there.
Yeah, it definitely looks like you guys are having a great time up there, and that's good. You want to show that you're having a good time. Like you said, not just standing there like, you know.
Yeah, it's infectious. It really translates to the people.
One thing I wanted to ask is, I myself, I wear glasses too, but when I play, like I'm a drummer, I take my glasses off because I'm just afraid of hitting myself in the face with the glasses on. Like, but I noticed
Right.
that you keep your glasses on like a lot of the time. Like, why is that?
Yeah, it's kind of changed for me over the years. I started out wearing them, and then I took them off for a bunch of years, and then like I just thought I got to put them back on. I got to see the people. I got to like
hmm
be able to make eye contact, and really that's my goal, man. I tried on stage to connect with every motherfucker out there, at least for a moment, and I feel
hmm
like that goes such a long way, man. When you point somebody out and they know it's them, and they're like, "Yo," like. Otherwise, I'm just up there blind, and like I was
Oh
kind of
yeah.
like a cat in a bag, just shake me up and let me go. And but without my glasses, I can't help the other band members. Like if something bad happens on
Mm.
stage, like, and they have their hands full playing. So there's been times where it's definitely helpful to have the glasses, but I'm up there with no glasses strapped, no way that they're like secured. I'm just totally like putting myself at risk up there.
Oh
It's
wow.
I like to gamble, baby. But
That's
it's a
definitely risky.
it's a weird conundrum, because I feel like it puts some people off, like they're
Mm.
like, oh, this deaf metal guy with glasses, that's lame. But I'm just me, man. I'm just me, and I've only been me this entire time, and I'm just kind of letting it hang out and not giving a shit. Like I said, I just want to see everybody and heighten that connection.
Yeah, I think that look kind of is like a relatable thing. It's like, oh, he's like one of us, man, and we relate, man. And
Yeah, I think that that's kind of been the curb appeal for the band for a long time. Was like
Mhm.
they saw like how huge a dorks we were. You know what I mean? Like just were like, dude, anybody can do this. Like look at those schmucks. Like so. I think that we like empowered a lot of people to like get into the scene and not just be on the periphery.
We are here talking to Trevor Strnad of the Black Dahlia Murder and about their upcoming release. So, going back to Verminous here, you guys are again releasing this through Metal Blade, which again, like your whole lifespan as a band has been with them. Like I imagine Slagle, Brian, and Metal Blade's treating you guys well.
Oh yeah, always, man. They saw something special in the band right from the
hmm
get go. Brian was really excited when he signed us, and it's a huge honor. It's one of those few labels that you know who runs it when you're a kid. You know what I mean? They were very smart to have Brian's presence like right up front, and he's done so much for metal. Put Metallica on the map, put Slayer on the map. He wrote the first metal-centric zine ever in America.
hmm
Like, and for him to like put so much faith in us has just been like a huge compliment. And in a way, I think he saw himself in me. In my excitement for like being such a hound for trying to know every band and
Hmm.
just like being a total like devoted nerd for this thing, you know. And I think they saw how hungry we were to get out and play, and they facilitated that, you know. And we just never looked back, and we've been honoring the opportunity the best we could ever since, you know. Like when you're in this band, you can't say no. Like
No.
everybody that's
Hmm.
in the band knows that. There's no saying no. Like there's going to be a full schedule. We're going to maximize every opportunity that we can, and this has to be the priority in your life, you know. And that's really what's made people leave the band. You know, their priorities have changed, or they can't stand the grueling nature of tour, which I totally understand. You know, it's a brutal lifestyle at times, and it's a parallel to camping very often. You know what I mean? So it's not glamorous, you know, but it's just I don't know. Like it's a like I said, this whole thing is kind of like a drug to me, you know.
Hmm. Hmm. And you talked about like the dedication and sometimes the inability to do so. And I know you had a Ryan kind of had to step away and take care of his personal life. And was that kind of a hard to detach yourself, or not detach yourself, but just kind of end this
Yeah.
chapter with him?
Oh yeah, it was really hard because you know we are all great friends still. He's one of my best friends. You know, we had such a great time together, and he brought so much to the band, and we made great music together. And but we there was like that idea in the back of my mind that his stay with us would have a shelf life. You know, like the very
Hmm.
first time he came out to like start practicing and writing and recording with us, he drove from his child's birth. Like
Mm.
literally, the kid came out in Chicago and then he drove to Detroit. And just like in the back of my head, I was like, there's going to be a time when he's got to go home and like do the dad thing, which was really how it played out, you know. But he was cool.
Hmm.
He was cool enough to us. He wanted the best for us, so he told us he was leaving about a year and a half before he actually left.
Okay.
In an effort to like help us smoothly transition. And Brandon, who came in after him, was the first name on his list. So Brandon had like over a year to prepare, which he didn't need at all. He's a total freak at his instrument. So it just Ryan was so cool to like just help us segue into the next phase, and um, yeah, he's great. We still see him when we roll through Tennessee. He lives out there now,
Oh,
and
okay, right on.
he's trying to like break into playing on the country circuit and shit down there. And yeah,
Country
man,
music?
yeah, oh yeah, he loves that stuff.
Oh,
Chicken,
wow.
chicken picking and all that. He loves all that kind of shit. He's good at it too, man. And he made a solo record a little while ago that kind of like blends all these crazy genres together. It has some metal aspects, it has some
Hmm.
country aspects, it has everything. So, he's just doing his own thing now, and I'm really happy for him. He's got a great family and great life out there in Tennessee. And I'm just thankful for all the great stuff we did together.
That's amazing. That's great. Yeah, do pass along my well wishes, man, and wish him the best of luck for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, we'll do.
So, you mentioned bringing in Brandon, who of also of Arsis, right? He's still with Arsis, I guess.
No, they've replaced him since.
Oh, okay.
They have the singer guitar player from that band Paladin
Okay.
sitting in the spot, and he weirdly looks just like Brandon and and plays just like him too. Like they're both cut from like they're young kids, but
Yeah.
they love like shrapnel shredders from the '80s and like
Yeah.
Ozzy's guitarists and they're
Hmm.
rock dudes, man. They're not like these other young kids that like metalcore and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they're on their own. They're on their own, marching their own drummer. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
in that way, Brandon was very like he had a lot of the same influences as Ryan. You know what I mean? Like Ryan was also cut from that cloth of a rocker and
Hmm.
like definitely a child of the shrapnel shredders. Jason Becker and Marty Friedman and all those like classic kind of
Like virtuosos and stuff.
yeah, shred records of yore. And
Hmm.
so it was really natural to like dive into things with Brandon. It felt
Hmm.
like we really did find the perfect replacement.
Right, right. And this is going to be his second record with you guys, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He really stepped up to the plate on the last one and kind of took the reins during
Nightbringers. Hmm.
yeah, during the mix and stuff, like he knows so much more about the studio than the rest of us that like
Ah.
he was a real asset, you know, even for being a new guy in the band, we just trusted him. And, you know, he made he like tweaked the mix a lot and he knows all the frequencies and shit and just, he really, you know, made Nightbringers awesome, even aside from the songs that he wrote, which were great. And then this record, we see him coming into like full bloom with the band. You know, he
Mm.
produced the album with
Mm-hmm.
us. He recorded the bulk of it at his house. We all tracked over in New Jersey
Mm-hmm.
at his place, and you know that just gave us like an added amount of control over the end product that we hadn't had before. You know, more time to consider the small details and tweak things, and it just felt like a way more relaxed pace than you know, being in a different studio. And yeah, he wrote more music for this one too. And
Oh, he did. Okay.
yeah, yeah, he's really stepped up into his place in the band, and you know,
Mm.
he's making this like his band, you know, in a way. So it's really awesome to have two creative forces. You know, we have Brian, who's written the bulk of the catalog and kind of defined the BDM sound, and then
Mm-hmm.
Brandon is kind of fits right in there. You know, he's pushing it into new directions, and we're kind of injecting some more old school metal ideas into things, some
Mm-hmm.
classic heavy metal, some new wave of British heavy metal stuff. And you know, we're still mining all different corners of metal to put it into the BDM cocktail that I was talking about earlier. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it just feels like a really special time and a really creative time. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, seeing him spread his wings and he's kind of inspired the rest of us. And I feel like this record has a bigger evolution between two. You know, this is the most we've changed between two records, I feel like, ever. You know, there's always a certain degree of growth between the albums, but this feels kind of like a new level for us. You know, we tried to make the music more anthemic, more epic, more dynamic. You know, like not as much focus on just being all out brutal. I mean, there's still a lot of
Right.
fast stuff and still a lot of technical stuff, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the focus now is about just being more colorful, being more dramatic, making the
Okay.
songs have more lasting impression and more like emotive parts, you know, that are just gonna hopefully hook people in. And you know,
Yeah.
for me personally, that kind of meant stepping back with my delivery a little bit, like
Mm.
not suffocating the songs with so many vocals. Like I really tend to write a zillion lyrics per song. So this time I thought, yo, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit, be a little bit more clear with my delivery, be a little bit more hooky, hopefully, and give the songs a little space to breathe. And I think that it's really given the sound like a lot of life, you know, and a lot of it's a big difference, I think.
I had a chance to listen to the record, and like you described it pretty perfectly, man. Like it's really dynamic and colorful. Those are good words.
Thanks,
And
man. You know,
yeah.
it's on paper when you kind of hear those things or you hear the word mature and you're talking about extreme metal. I think it kind of like raises an eyebrow with people. You know, they get like this trepidation maybe to hear it. But you know, I think it's been a really good change, really good. You know, I think that we're still extreme. You know, we're not trying to become a pop band by any means. There's no clean vocals or any signs of selling out, at least in my eyes. You know,
No
but
clean vocals. No clean vocals.
yeah, no way, man.
Yeah.
That's not our style, you know. And just
Right.
it's not what I like personally, so I just couldn't live with that, you know. Like if we
Right
were
on.
gonna sell out, we would have done it a long time ago. You know,
Yeah. Right. Right.
we want to be one of those bands that is dependable for the fans, and you know, we look to like Cannibal Corpse for inspiration in that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they've
Mm-hmm.
never made any drastic changes to their sound,
Right.
but they always make great records, and people, you know what you're going to get to a degree with Cannibal Corpse. You
Totally.
know it's going to be
Yeah.
good. You know they're going to put their hearts into it, and like that's kind of been the model for the band. You know, like
Yeah.
we'd never do anything that we don't agree with or don't personally like. You
Mm-hmm.
know, as far as like what we're fans of. You know, like I feel like we're fans first in a way. You know.
You want to be able to step back and appreciate what you're doing. Otherwise, yeah, you can't respect yourself too much.
Right, you know, so like it's important that the band is friends. You know, we
Mm-hmm.
have
Oh yeah.
a great connection together, and we celebrate all these small victories together. And
Right.
you know, I can't imagine like being in a band where you don't trust the other people, or they're just
Mm.
hired guns, or
Yeah.
you know, like I see a lot of like really like crappy dynamics in some other bands, you know, that seems so undesirable. But yeah, man, we're
and
all, you
and
know,
not so. I just wanted to say, and not so organic too. Like there's like a lack of organic feel to that, right? Like it's,
oh, for sure, you know, like you can sense the bond, and I feel like you can sense the bond strengthening even on this record compared to Nightbringers. Like we're like, really gelling together in a special way, you know, and like this just feels like a really unique and special time for us.
mhm. I think it's gonna be a great breakout record. Like I mean, you guys always have seemed to like elevate yourself and go to the next level, and this one is just poof, man. I can't wait for people to hear it.
Ah,
And
thanks, dude. That's how I feel too, you know, and like it's been such a long process getting this out. Like I think that
oh really?
Metal Blade kind of knew that it was going to be a big record, so
Hmm.
we've taken so long to set this up. Like I mean, I recorded the vocals now for this like wow, last May, you know, so it's
Oh
been a
wow.
long time. So just taking that extra amount of time to set up all the press and all the, you
Hmm.
know, just to maximize everything. So like they know that you know, we're gunning to make this a big record,
Right.
and yeah, you know, it feels like there's something great on the horizon right now.
Since when you first recorded your vocals, and then having so much time pass, did you go back and like rethink some of the things? Did you re-record some stuff?
Yeah, like I was talking about, we had a lot of time to kind of mull it over, you know. So like I took a week off after I thought I was done and kind of, you know, assess the situation and then went back to New Jersey and changed a few small details and you know, it's
Hmm.
great to have that kind of freedom for sure. And but also like waiting this entire time to get music in people's ears, like, you know, there's been moments where I doubted myself and there's been moments where I like you know, just had way too long to think about all this and kind of mull it over, you know. So it feels good to like get the record out. It's getting in people's ears now, and at least the singles are available to everybody, and they seem to be attracting a lot of people. So you know, it feels good. It feels like we did the right thing.
Right on, right on. Again, we are here with Trevor Strnad of the Black Dahlia Murder, talking about their upcoming Metal Blade release, Verminous, due out April 17th. I want to ask you a question on behalf of a friend of mine who's like a really big fan of yours. His name's Omar. And when you guys are looking to do a new record, do you guys go in with a set approach, like a game plan, or do you kind of just like you go in there and just let the freedom, the juices flow?
Yeah, we pretty much just let it flow. You know, like it's just pretty much the next group of songs that we write, and we haven't really had a game plan except for once, and that was like after Deflorate. We were like, why didn't this album like resonate as well with people as
Hmm.
Nocturnal did? You know, and we kind of figured out that we maybe were cramming too much into the songs technically,
Ah.
and that the album was sort of a barrage of like nonstop attack, attack, attack. So
Mm-hmm.
we decided at that point, like going into Ritual, that we were going to try to be more dramatic. You know, we started to incorporate some other instruments, you know, a little acoustic stuff, some keys, synth stuff, and you know, we started to use a sampler live to accompany us, so we could reproduce those things that we did, and you know, we tried to make the songs more three-dimensional and more dramatic,
Nice.
you know, more drama, more dynamics, and you know that was like a turning point, you know. So that was and we've still been like, you know, trying to master that approach ever since. I think.
Let's kind of touch on what's going on currently in the world as far as like this. Let's just say a bug that's kind of really
Uh,
affecting us all and kind of kept us in self isolation. How are you guys in contact much? Like keeping in communication or physically, either like in the same room or just like Skype or whatever, and just kind of talking things through, or like what's going on as far as your mindset with things.
I mean, I'm hanging in there pretty good. You know, I feel like in a way that I'm kind of built for this because when I'm home from tour, I'm definitely like hermit status for the most part. You know, I just get my fill of human interaction like out on tour. And you know, I talk to as many people on tour as I can, and like those are my people. You know, I don't like wasting my breath on the regular world. You know what I mean? Like, so like So yeah, in a way, like I'm kind of primed for this, you know. So I'm just
Hmm.
doing the same shit I always do, just hunting new music all the time, listening to new music. Um, you know, I'm doing a lot of press for the record right now, which is definitely
Right.
helpful, you know, to like be doing something positive for the band. And uh, yeah, we're all in communication through like a WhatsApp group. We always have
Hmm.
like that going, like on tour and at home and etc. And we're kind of like checking in with each other here and there, and you know, reporting the local news to each other.
Yeah.
And but you know, like it's a crazy time for bands. You know, we have our the biggest tour we're supposed to ever go on, you know, with Testament, is
Yeah.
it's not looking that great right now. You have Chuck, you know, infected with it, Steve
Oh, I know.
DiGiorgio possibly too, you know, and I'm really pulling for
Oh,
those
really? I
folks
didn't know.
guys.
I didn't hear about that one. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, he might have it too, and it seems that Chuck is on the up right now, which is great. But
Hmm.
you know, it's not looking good for that tour or any other tour that's coming up right quick, you know. So
Oof, man.
that's a huge blow for us
Yeah.
financially, and just that it was going to be right when the album launched too. You know, like
Hmm.
that the album's going to kind of take a hit for it, and also, you know, if we're still locked down on the 17th, which we will be, like nobody can go to the store and get the record. You know, so that's going to like kind of be another blow to us. But
Hmm.
otherwise, I mean, the pre-sales are doing really, really good.
Good.
We're like breaking some records over at Metal Blade in those regards, and
Awesome.
that's very exciting. So you know, we're just trying to take this whole thing in stride, and you
Hmm.
know, luckily, like I did so many interviews and so much press a while back, and it's all kind of trickling out now in this downtime, you know.
Yeah.
So we have tons of content coming, keeping people entertained, and keeping people thinking about Black Dahlia and the new record.
Hmm.
And yeah, you know, I'm just trying to like do as much press as I can and maximize this thing from home. And it seems like everybody's eager to do anything. You know, like people want to interview you right now. There's nothing else to do.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like you can do it from a safe distance. So
Hmm.
it's awesome that we can still do this thing. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just you know just trying to stay positive, and you know we have dates for late in the summer in Europe for some outdoor festivals, and you know those are possibly hanging in the balance. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
I think
we're
they might be they kind of might be on the up and up overseas, right? Like in Europe, right? Or am I
I
wrong?
hope so. Yeah, I hope so
Yeah.
because they were like the first to get hit. You know, so
Yeah, I know Italy was like on complete lockdown, I guess, right?
yeah, yeah, it's crazy, man. So
That is crazy.
we're just still planning for this to be over by hopefully the summer. You know, but
Yeah.
we don't know. But we are assembling our own headlining tour across the states for the fall,
Hmm.
and the lineup is killer, man. I can't reveal
Yeah.
anything about it yet because they'll have my
Okay.
head. You know, but it's definitely exciting. And you know, while we are going to lose a little bit of steam by not being on tour right when the record drops, like I think this
Yeah.
fall tour will make up for it. And
Hmm.
yeah, so you know, we're just trying to keep positive, and you know, just it's in a way it's kind of convenient that the if you look at the bright side, people will have nothing else to do but listen to the new Black Dahlia record. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. No, very true, very true. Just keep that shit on rotation, man, and just keep blasting it. Totally.
yeah, I hope so.
And like we pointed out, man, it's one of those things that helps us get through, man. We gotta help each other get through this, and the music, the power of the music, is really needed right now. I think.
Oh, for sure. You know, I think
Yeah.
that when this all blows over, I think that attendance at shows is going to go up. I
Oh
think that
yeah. Woo.
people are going to realize like what they've been taking for granted. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
And
Thank you.
I think it's going to do a lot for the scene actually in a positive way. But
Hmm.
also, you know, on the negative side of the coin, there's venues going out of business right now.
Yep.
They're just losing their assets, and like I bet bands are breaking up right now, and you
Oh
know
damn.
it's you know if like financial ruin sets in, like what can you do, man? You know,
Yep.
like
Yeah. A lot of
so
small businesses and people are taking a hit right now, and it's not
right,
easy.
right, you know. So it's dark times, but I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you know.
I think so. And then and going back, like you guys have been around like for 20 years. You guys were like around during the heyday of MySpace.
Yeah, yeah, we were definitely one of those bands. And before that, we were on mp3.com, and we like were at the top of the metal chart for a while, and we kind of used that in our bio sheets to like, sell ourselves to the labels at the time. And we
Mm.
sent out like 20 letters and with demos and with our first EP and like a
Mhm.
bio sheet of like, oh, we played with this band and this band and we're gonna tour whether you like it or not. You can like choose to help us if you want to, like, and 28 rejection letters later,
Mm.
we had a Willow Tip Records contract in our hand, and Willow Tip is still a label that I love, and it
Right,
was
right.
a huge, huge honor at the time. But right before we put the pen to the paper, Metal Blade called, and they were really late to the party. It seemed like, but wow, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like that was
I'm
such
sure.
a shock, and that was the turning point in my life for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure all those 28 people that rejected you are kicking themselves in the ass now because like, oh, we fucked
Yeah,
up.
there's been some people that I met, that had admitted that, and it feels kind of good. It felt good to hear that from Relapse.
Nice. A name dropper. Yeah. And dude, one thing I really admire and like love about Black Dahlia as a whole, and respect about you guys is that just your support of death metal. Like I see you guys always support like Discords or like all these rad bands, these T-shirts, and like and I know like you're all about like the underground death metal and like so many great bands, and it's I think that's amazing because I think it goes back to that personable factor. It's like, oh, dude, that shirt. Oh, I like that fucking band. Oh, dude, that's fucking cool. And I think
Oh,
that's great that you have an appreciation. Now, you don't just talk about it, but I mean,
no,
you
no,
actually,
man, I'm living it, dude. Like
yeah,
I watch every label in the underground from small to big. I
mhm,
pre-order the shit out of new releases. I collect
yeah,
CDs, and I do a column sometimes over at Metal Injection where
hmm,
I've like for a while there I was doing a column where I would talk about like 20 to 30 new releases every month, like all
hmm,
from like small labels and a lot of brutal death because I
yep,
just didn't see brutal death getting any airtime anywhere,
right,
like with any of the media outlets. And the genre isn't like the biggest upswing it's ever been in, pretty much.
hmm,
So I just felt like it was voiceless. So I started
yeah,
doing that, and they would say that the column would get like 10,000 hits. So,
nice,
10,000 hits, seeing this little brutal death metal band, like that's a lot of eyes for how small the genre is, you know what I mean? So,
right,
yeah, just for me, like it's good for my heart to like do stuff for the scene. And I think there's really no place to be too selfish to recommend another band. I think
no,
there's some bands that are scared that they're going to give their fans away by doing that, you
oh,
know?
yeah,
But I think the fans just like love you even more for it. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah, and especially the
we
bands will love you for it, yeah,
right, yeah. I've gotten a lot of love from bands and a lot of free stuff, which has been flattering, and just getting respect is great. And we tried to use our platform. Like we have such like so many eyes on us for an extreme band
yeah.
that I feel like I'm just trying to use my power for good and like spread the
Yes.
gospel.
Yes, yes. You gotta bring that the genre, that field up with you, man. You gotta just no, don't turn your back on the genre that made you. You
No,
gotta help these
no way.
bands.
You got to lift it up, man.
I totally understand what you're saying because like I love the underground like hardcore, like not hardcore music. I mean hardcore's cool, but I mean like death metal, brutal death metal. Like I love promoting a lot of these underground unknown bands from like some random band from Russia or Australia even. Australia has some great
Oh
fucking
yeah,
talent.
I love how international death metal is, and like one of my
Yes.
the biggest things I did like several years back, I was like, hey man, I'm gonna put all bias aside and just check out every band from everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like um like in Indonesia, man, like shit is popping off
Yeah.
out there. Like
Indonesia.
so you got to put aside like who cares if they have broken English? Who cares if the song titles are funny? Who cares if the band is called Brain Ass? Like there's literally a band called Brain Ass from Indonesia, but they're awesome. So like
Nice.
that was one of the best choices I made was to like, kind of like really dig deep internationally and yeah, I like how the internet is kind of keeps
Hmm.
brutal death metal and all these like kind of niche scenes like in contact with each other, and like the global
Yeah.
scene. It's awesome.
Yeah. Are there any bands that you want to mention that you're blasting right now that you're really into right now?
I just got the new Twitch of the Death Nerve in the mail. It's on Comatose Music. They're from the UK. Very, very brutal death metal, kind of like a Defeated Sanity or something like that.
Defeated Sanity.
Also got the new Molested Divinity in the mail
Nice.
recently. They're from Turkey, and they have the singer from Cenotaph. And they're just one of the most brutal bands going right now, man. I think they're gonna be turning a lot of heads.
Nice. I'll definitely check those guys out. Cool, cool. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time, man. It's been a great talking to you. Again, with like this whole weird lockdown, semi-lockdown thing going on, we have like a lot of listeners that are fans of yours, and would you have any kind of either fans or musicians alike? Do you have any kind of advice for them during these dark days?
Ah, man, just take it seriously, dude. Like I know, like the instinct is to kind of say, oh, whatever, this is just old people and whatever, like.
Yeah,
But the more we fuck around, man, the longer this is gonna go on, dude. So
true.
just take it seriously, go inside and delve into the world of music, man. This is like the perfect time to listen to all those records you've been sitting on. And
All right.
yeah, to the bands out there, man, just be positive, hold tight, write some music, and just try
Mhm.
to stay positive.
So, Trevor Strnad of Black Dahlia Murder, Reminisce, coming out through Metal Blade April 17th. Make sure you pick that up in whatever way possible. Again, this is Francisco with knec.com. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at MetalXCandy. I want to thank you again for your time. Cheers, man. You guys stay tough, and can't wait to see you guys back on the road.
Right on, man. Thanks for everything. Thanks for the kind words and the press. Really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. My pleasure, brother.